Hi, everyone. How are you doing? Hello. Fixing my hair a little bit. Welcome to another wonderful episode of Margaux with Margaux. I'm using this little bit of as a mirror. So, hi, everyone. Hi. Happy Friday to you. How was your week? I hope it was good. I think every day that goes by, the closer coronavirus is behind us. So, on a positive note, that's where I like to say, just want to say goodbye bye to coronavirus. We're going to win this thing. So, do you have a glass of wine or something interesting to drink? Here's my favorite glass of Margaux, and that's where I got the name from. It actually came from my husband, so I have to give him the credit. I wish it was my idea, but it was his. He says, "Well, you like Margaux, and your name is Margaux. Why don't you call it Margaux with Margaux?" So, if this is your first time joining me, thank you for joining me for another wonderful episode. And we're going to just do a quick toast, and we're going to say thank you for a beautiful, wonderful Friday. Now, if your Friday was actually lousy and horrible, it's okay to thank it because tomorrow is a new day. So, we're going to toast to thank you for this wonderful day in our lives, correct? Mm. Oh my God, I got a little bit. Oh, my hair. I'm going to do one more sip. I'm going to toast to you because you're my guest this evening, but I'm also going to toast that I'm looking forward to the country reopening. So we're going to do one more toast. Here we go. Mm. Don't you think toasting with Margaux every single day, Monday through Friday at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, is a good way to finish your day? Because life is short, we're here together, and we're going to make this thing work, aren't we? Yes. So what are your thoughts today? Today is Friday, April 17th. Yesterday, as a side note, was my mother-in-law's birthday. She passed away at age 97. And yesterday would have been her 104th birthday. Is that correct? Yeah. 104th birthday. So I'd like to do another toast for Genevieve. She is in heaven. And I want to say thank you, Genevieve, for living such a wonderful, inspiring life. You're 104 years if you're still on the planet Earth, but I know you're an angel in heaven looking down on us. So thank you, Genevieve. So here we go. Coronavirus update. This is what I've been doing for, it seems like forever, but eventually this will be a part of the past. So, what are your thoughts? I think it's great that the way the president outlined in giving the control to the governors, because then they have control over what's going on and how to reopen their city. I do feel as though this could possibly happen. I was talking to my husband earlier today because I'm in LA County, but let's give us a scenario. Suppose they open up the beach is in Newport Beach or Orange County, and everybody's going to the beach. But here in LA County, we can't go to the beach. So we're watching on TV Orange County opening up. Well, guess what will happen? Everybody in LA County will start to say, why are our beaches closed? And it will start to change because you can sort of see where I'm going here. Nobody likes to be cooped up if they don't have to. We love having control of our lives. We love having the freedom of leaving and going places that we want to go. And there's only so long you're going to be able to contain that once people see other places start other parts of the country start to open up. And that's going to be an interesting thing. That's what's going to happen, correct? You're going to see your friends in, I don't know, some city open up. You go, why are we still this way? Obviously, New York, and there are areas of the country that are still going to be under this lockdown. But I think through the pressure of seeing other people in parts of the country, people are going to really work hard, wear their masks, social distance, and we're going to get all of this behind us. I don't know if you guys know this, but a few days ago, I was really excited that the president pulled out of the World Health Organization. Let me give you a little bit of a backstory. So when I started reading about 2 months ago about the coronavirus and what was going on, I started thinking to myself, could this really be a pandemic? Because I watched a lot of movies. I don't know if you've watched Contagion. Oh my God. If you want to see a good movie, that movie scared the bejesus out of me. But I saw it again through this whole corona. So I saw it again. And then there was another one, Outbreak. So there's a few end of the world movies out there that are really good that will scare the bejesus out of you. So I watched those, and and I knew of them in my thoughts, and I thought to myself, could this really be a pandemic? I did not want it to be a pandemic because obviously I had other goals. I had travel plans. I had things I was involved in, and I said, if this is a pandemic, this is going to have to change everything, correct? Right? If it's a contagious disease, it was going to wreak havoc. But immediately when I knew of the pandemic was coming, I started doing my little research because, I'm a little nosy person. I don't know if you know me, you probably don't, but hi. I'm a very curious person, and I really don't accept what people tell me. I'm one of those people. I'm like. So if someone tells me something, I think, I wonder if that's where the real truth is, because we're all human, correct? Some people tell the truth and are honest, but some people like to kind of shake things up a little bit. So immediately I thought to myself, okay, well, how did this start? So I read rumors back then that it could have started in a lab. And I thought to myself, oh my God, could there be quote unquote bad people who created quote unquote a bad virus to destroy and uproot humanity? I didn't want to think those thoughts, but I had it kind of twinkling in the back of my mind. So far they found out that it is most likely came from a lab. Was it intentional or non intentional? We don't know. But like most things in the media, what they do is they kind of slowly open up the door because they don't want to cause the public a lot of problems. So they typically kind of, tippy toey around the subject matter and then slowly open the door before it's known mainstream in a public forum, right? So it appears that this could be the case. So we're going to see what happens. Now, this is how you always know that something is fishy. You always follow the money. People pay off people left and right, you know, and uh, and I know people who do. I actually know them personally. They pay off people, and that's how they get away with anything they want, including what. So personally speaking, the discussion between our higher angels and doing what's right for humanity and serving the greater purpose and uplifting each other and loving and supporting each other is our higher angels, right? And then the darker part of human nature is control and corrupted, and their souls and their hearts are corrupted by power and money. It's never enough. They get some money, they want more money. They're kind of like in their own crazy way, and they use their money and power to destroy and hurt other people. So there's these two sides of humanity that are always battling, right? The good side and the bad side. So the reason I bring this up is trying to figure this puzzle out with this coronavirus. Now that we're all sitting at home and we all got time to think, because one, our lives have been completely uprooted. Our kids are at home. My kids are not at home because I don't have kids, but hypothetically, kids are at home. You're not working. Whatever the case may be, you got more time in your hands, and you're thinking to yourself, is this really the way life should really be, and really what's going on? So I think it's important to look at what the World Health Organization has done. If you go back and you look at the notes, find the real truth and the dates and try to find really good information, it does appear that they did something that wasn't good. And I admire the president for holding true to his nature and getting to the bottom line. Because if you're spending a lot of money on something that's not helping you, why are you spending the money? Correct, right? If you're spending money to get your yard to look great and your gardener does a crappy job, you don't still keep the gardener, correct? If you had an employee that was never there, would you still pay them? So these are things that honestly are good that the president is taking the time to look out for, and which I think is incredibly important to do. So now that I got the coronavirus out of the way, and I think we're on the cusp of opening up, because I think as more and more people, more and more places around the country start to open up, people are going to question themselves, why are we still under these certain orders? And I think it's all going to be good, because United States is the land of the free. Hi, land of the free, right? If you have more power and control over your life, the better decisions you'll make and the better life you will have. And the goal in life is to protect yourself and your family. So if there's something that doesn't feel right, you speak out and you do something about it. You do whatever it takes to support your family. So if you're in a position where this thing this thing is really hurting you, then you need to get out and start to talk about it and let people know. And if you're frustrated, get someone on the phone to complain about. It does no good to walk around with a lot of piss and anger and frustration. It's better to do something with that energy. Now, if you do feel angry and hurt and you have a mental illness issues or mental health issues or whatever the stress may be, it's important to get the help that you need. There's a lot of great resources out there. It's easy to fall into those spiraling traps because you don't have any control, which is really tough to deal with. I do sympathize with you. But once you get through that point, or even give yourself an hour a day just to feel crappy, right? Maybe from 7:30 in the morning to 8:30, I'm going to really be pissed. Then after 8:30, drink some coffee, whatever the case may be, go on a walk, and then take charge. If your livelihood is being affected by coronavirus and you can't do, try to do something and try to push the envelope, because we are the land of the free. And the way we're free is we're free to earn our living. We're free to take care of our families. We are free to speak out. We are free to question our government. We have a sort of a really great country, because if you look at, this is one of the greatest countries that has ever lived. And we've been around for 200 years. So we're planning on being around for 300, 400, 500, 600, 800 years. We need to continue to speak out. And we need to continue to teach our kids to speak out, and making sure their school system in the place that they're getting their knowledge and from is a system that serves them well, not to corrupt them, not to change their way of thinking a certain way, but to keep them true to who they are so they can speak out and they can grow and live a full human life experience. And then once you become successful, then you go back and you continue to support and you continue to do what it takes to help other people. So that's really the strategy, right? I'm here. My only goal was I started the show 2 months ago because I really want to help homeless people. So now I'm helping everyone feel connected. And if you're not connected, I just want to say hi. Life is going to get better. You're my new friend. You can email me. So if you're having medical health difficulties, you can send me an email. I'll send you some information, anything I can do to help. Our goal is that we're all in this together. We're all going to make it together. You're my friend. I'm your friend. And we got each other's back. And if we have each other's back, life is a good experience, because human beings need to feel loved and connected. And our only purpose of our human experience is to come in this world of love, spread love, and then move on to the next. Some people come into this world and realize power and corruption is the way they want to do, and they want to destroy and hurt everyone around them except their own legacy and help their kids. Well, that's not the way it is designed. Human beings were always meant to be on a spiritual path closer to our good nature, God. So, but there are some dark people out there. I tend to run. That's basically what I do. Now, if you're in a position and you work for some crappy people, or you have to associate with some crappy, you just have to play the game a little smarter. That's what I have to do sometimes. You play the game a little smarter and you just know how to do it, correct? You don't want enemies, but you're nice, but you know who they really are, correct? And you just have to figure out a way to make it work for you. So those are my kind of life lessons that I can share. I am going to talk more about business and how to look at good business deals and what's a bad business deal. Mainly, a lot of it is the person. I look at what people are telling me about a specific company or product, and I don't look just mainly at that product. I look at who created it. I look who's behind it, who will be paid, how is this whole thing works together before I make a decision. And 99% of the time, it usually doesn't work, right? Because most things don't work in life. And that's why it's important to have a positive attitude. Most things do not work out. But with a positive attitude, knowing what you want, working extremely focused and hard, you have the chance that through goodwill and hard work, you can bust through, correct? There's a really good thing about that. So I mentioned a few books that I thought were wonderful that you can get a free ebook copy of. One was Power of Positive Thinking. One was A Man Thinketh. One was Think You Grow Rich, Power of Subconscious Mind, A Road Less Traveled, which is by M. Scott Peck, who relates spirituality to mental health, which I think is a really good book, because one of the things about human beings is we have a really hard time looking at ourselves and looking at evil behavior within ourselves, because quote unquote a lot of times evil people are people that are working hard and they're in our everyday lives, and those are the people who never go to prison. Those are the people who never see anything happen to them and be accountable for their bad behavior. But there are bad people out there that are in these types of positions, and so you just have to be conscious of it and aware of it, that it is out there and it does happen, and stay strong. So another great book that I really wanted to share with you guys, which I thought would be really good to share, is a book called A Devil. What was the book called? Shoot. I just can't. I had it on the tip of my tongue. Let me take a sip of wine real quick and that'll help me remember. It was written by Napoleon Hill, Outwitting the Devil. Okay. So during the 1930s, Napoleon Hill wrote a wonderful book called I Think and Grow Rich. Now, what the book entails is that he went and studied all these self-made millionaires, because Andrew Carnegie wanted him to go out and study all these people so he can come up with a formula, a book, or a manual to give the average person and say, here you are, here's a book, here's some instructions, and if you follow this and you understand this, you have a higher probability of being successful or quote unquote rich, whatever the rich may be in your life. But the book has really great wisdom. And so it took many years. Napoleon Hill wrote the book in the 1930s. Well, during the time that he wrote the book, he was visited by this negative energy. I don't know if it's devil. He doesn't really specifically say in the book. But what he stated in the book was this energy did not want him to write Think and Grow Rich. And the reason he didn't want Napoleon to write this book is because the devil, quote unquote, this negative energy said, you will take away the control of the minds and hearts of humans, correct? Because if Napoleon Hill writes this instruction manual to become successful, then a person would no longer be in the chains of this sort of dark, negative, destructive energy, which is the darker side. And he wrote this book wrote the book. His wife said, you're not going to publish this book. No, don't publish it, because it was a book written way ahead of its time, and he did not want to be attacked for writing such a book that was so bold and so into the future. So the book got published in 2000. So we're talking like 70 years later. And the book was really profound. And basically, in order to be success, sort of the bottom line is the idea of focusing and the power of our thoughts. And if we focus on a specific goal, a specific dream, and we become extremely focused and work really hard on that one goal, it will take away all the negative things around you that will distract you from your goal. And if you study anyone who's successful, you say one of the things you'll notice is they're a little bit obsessed about what they're doing. And they do it even though everybody around them feels that it won't happen. So one of the cornerstones is, one, believe in yourself, believe in your goals, and understand that most people will have no idea what the heck you're doing. In fact, they may even think you're crazy, and that's okay. You're not here to live for anyone. You're not here to exist at anyone's beck and call. You're here to live your full human experience, and hopefully leave something great behind for other people and your children and society in general. That's basically it. Enjoy the ride. Feel good, feel the freedom. And that's why it's so important in the United States that we continue the great freedom that we have, and that we can explore and we can live full human life. And keep in mind, there are people out there that want to destroy this way of life. They're not happy about our way of life. Stay focused, stay true to yourself, and we can continue to build and grow as human beings. So this book that I just mentioned, Outwitting the Devil, all 5 of these books are going to be available until Saturday night, midnight. So you have until tomorrow to email me at gracieandkwhite@gmail.com. Now, if you're watching this next week and you didn't catch the thing, I will do it again in the near future. I just have to put a deadline. Deadlines are really important in life because it teaches people to move quick. So I have a deadline, which is Saturday. We're going to continue next week talking about TV shows and movies and drinking and, not drink, but enjoying wine, because I'm not a big, crazy drinker. None of that stuff. I do drink a little bit of wine during the week. You'll see me with my Margaux. And I normally just drink maybe this much. I would actually just save it for the next day. I don't even drink as much as it appears that I'm drinking, but I love Margaux when I do drink. So it's just my favorite wine. But we're going to talk about other wines that are good. There are many brands out there that are absolutely wonderful. And we're going to continue to build on you and I and our relationship. So this book, Outwitting the Devil, you can get as well. You have it tomorrow, midnight, GracieKWhite@gmail.com. If you want to read what Napoleon's experience was with this negative energy and what stopped people from being successful. And I just found it just fascinating. I think I read the book in like 3 days flat. I just thought it was so fascinating, so interesting and stuff. Also, people, I just want to keep in mind, because there's a lot of people that do, unfortunately, positions of power and great wealth do negative things and destructive to humanity once they get into these positions of great wealth and power, or maybe all their lives. We have to continue as citizens to push back on those individuals. So my hero of the day is Mia Farrow's son, which his first name just slipped my mind. What's Mia Farrow's son's name? Ryan? I think it's Ryan Farrow. I may be saying it incorrectly, but he is my hero of the day. I just think he's just wonderful for speaking out and bringing attention to Harvey Weinstein. I think was just terrific. And also speaking out against Woody Allen, which is not easy to do. If you know something is terrible that's going on and you speak out about it, people will attack you and say horrible things. And I just really admire him for being true to his nature and speaking out the way he did, and will continue, I hope, to do so, in exposing people who are not so good for our country. Unfortunately, it's hard to get these people. They have a lot of people that work for them. They're easily can pay off the right people, so it's very hard to catch them. And one of the best things, if you're a bad person, is, quote unquote, don't get caught with your whatever down. Don't be careful. Don't get caught in the action. And if you don't get caught and there's no evidence, well, you can skate the thing. And that's typically why these people continue to create havoc and destroy people's lives, which I think is just absolutely horrible, especially when I think of what happens to women and children. Those people, I think are just evil, bad human beings that don't need to be around any of us. So today's episode, that's my hero of the day. You're my hero of the day because you've taken the time to tune in. It's hard for me because I really want to talk about a little bit more detail of information I know. And it's tough because I'm in a public forum that I don't feel comfortable in always doing that. But I do know a little bit more than I can actually say. And you just have to trust that there's more information that I know that I can't typically share of what really is happening. So be careful. Love yourself. Keep pushing back. If you're a person who has a job and they haven't gone to work yet, get your friends, groups together, protest, or do whatever it takes. If you're keeping the rules in action, meaning the social distancing, and you're wearing your mask, and you're not in the category of a person who has underlying conditions, at some point we have to take control of our lives once again and to live a full human experience. People who have joined the military have died for the free spirit of the United States. And the people who've passed the coronavirus would want us to not live a full life as well. There are greater angels that are looking out for us. So I applaud each of you for taking the time to join me today on Friday. And I will be here next week. I am going to write a little bit of some ideas of some things we'll focus on, which is business. I think that would be the best next subject, entrepreneurship and business. And if you're a person who's an entrepreneur, you're wondering, how do I get started? Where do I go? You first have to decide, where is there a need? Look at what's going on, look around you, and ask yourself, what's something that we need right now? What is it that humans in the United States specifically or around the world need? And if can I figure out a product or a service that can help that need? And then you can make a lot of money, help your family, and leave a legacy, and prepare your children to carry that on. I want to thank you again for joining me for another thrilling episode of Margaux with Margaux. You guys are my friends, and I look forward to seeing you guys next Monday at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you're watching me on repeat, and you're watching me on a rebroadcast. Thank you for joining me. If you're watching me on YouTube, you're my friends as well. I like to toast you. We're always live on Periscope. Have a good day and a better tomorrow. My favorite quote I want to share with you is love many, trust a few, and learn to paddle your own canoe. And you're going to have to learn how to paddle your canoe out of this pandemic situation. It's new territory for all of us. We just need to love and support each other and give each other the space we need. If we're the good people, that we keep loving and helping each other and doing what we can to support each other. Do not live your life in fear. Focus on meditation and prayer. You are not a fearful person. You are strong. You're independent. You're an American. And we're going to continue to think of yourself as in the military right now, right? Are you going to give in? No. You're going to fight for your freedom and American freedom that our ancestors and people in the past have fought for us to be here today. And we're special and we're here. We have this wonderful country and so much good that we're going to just keep moving forward. And we're going to continue to see each other on the other side of this pandemic, epidemic, and it will all be part of the past. Love you guys and take care. Have fun. Have a good weekend.